Hello, and thank you for visiting the Obits News channel. I am your documentary host, the Reverend James Shepherd. Please visit my channel description for more information about my ministerial credentials. Today's video, dated July 4, 2020, covers the passing of notable personalities from around the world, happening on the previous day, July 3rd. Please, let us begin. There were a total of 13 personalities globally who, sadly enough, passed away on July 3rd, 2020. Our first consideration here is for a Mr. Protik, if I am pronouncing that correctly. Protik Prakash Bollinger. The Honorable Justice Protik Prakash Bollinger, born 1 June 1969 to 3 July 2020, was an additional judge of the Calcutta High Court. So he passed away on July 3rd from heart failure. As it is indicated here, as we can see, there's perhaps a good indication of why he passed away from heart failure. He appears to be an avid cigarette smoker, so that might explain that. So now our next personality is J. Marvin Brown, aged 66. And by the way, Mr. Protik Prakash Bollinger passed away at the relatively early age of 51, so he was quite young, perhaps a very heavy cigarette smoker. Now, J. Marvin Brown passed away at the age of 66, a Negro gentleman, African American, indicated as an American soul singer for the soft tones. We see a picture of him here at the top of the screen. So, the Soft Tones are an American male singing group from the city of Baltimore, Maryland, best known for their sweet soul recordings of the 1970s. So, that being quite a long time ago. So, again, Mr. J. Marvin Brown passed away on July 3rd, 2020 at the age of 66. Next, we have a young man, Tyson Brummett, passed away aged 35, American baseball player for the Philadelphia Phillies, who died evidently, unfortunately, very much so in a plane crash. I didn't see any news of that, generally speaking, through my news feed, but evidently this is what happened. So it's kind of an interesting conundrum here, because as I'm looking at the Wikipedia article on the alleged death of Tyson Brummett, it indicates here, it says here at this point anyway, that this, quote, this article is being heavily edited because its subject has recently died, whatever that means. they said, I don't know how to assume or presume even what that means, that the subject has recently died. But anyway, then it goes on to say, knowledge about the circumstances of the death and surrounding events of Mr. Brummett may change rapidly as more facts come to light. So it almost sounds like a whodunit. Initial news reports may be unreliable, and the most recent updates of this article may not reflect the most current information. So wow, that is evidently very unique, to find, I guess, in an obituary article through Wikipedia. Mr. Brummett, born August 15, 1984, Columbus, Mississippi, died July 3rd, 2020, age 35, in Alpine, Utah. He batted right and he threw right, meaning with his apparently with his right arm or his right hand. MLB debut October 3, 2012 for the Philadelphia Phillies. Last Major League Baseball MLB appearance was October 3, 2012 for the Philadelphia Phillies. Win-loss record 0-0. Earned run 0.00. Average nothing. Strikes 2. Philadelphia Phillies 2012. Brummett was drafted by the Phillies in 2007 and played for 5 of their minor league affiliates until 2012, when the organization promoted him to the major leagues. I don't know. I looked at some other pictures of this gentleman. It looked like he had a good arm. He had a good right arm. But in any case, rest in peace, Mr. Brummett. And hopefully all the controversy surrounding your Wikipedia article will be ironed out in good time. Next we have up here Earl Cameron. Earl Cameron passed away at the ripe old age of 102. Bermudian born, appearing to be, although Bermudian, appearing, generally speaking anyway, an African-American resemblance. Bermudian-born British actor, Doctor Who played in Doctor Who, Pool of London, and The Interpreter. So this isn't old. So he passed away at 102. So this picture we're looking at here is obviously of a much earlier picture of him, looking to be in his mid to late 30s, I would guess, age range based on the picture. So, but Earl Cameron, born 8 August 1917, passed away July 3rd, 2020, known as Earl Cameron, was a Bermuda-born British actor. Along with Cy Grant, he was one of the first black actors to break the color bar in the United Kingdom, spelled, and this is generally speaking at least a spelling, the way color is spelled generally, it typically spelled C-O-L-O-R in the United States, which is where I'm from. They spell it here C-O-L-O-U-R, which is, I believe is a British spelling of the word. But anyway, a lot, like as I say, along with Cy Grant, he was one of the first black actors to break the color bar in the United Kingdom, whatever that means. The color bar is a highlighted link. I'm not going to click on it, but it's a highlighted link in the Wikipedia article that evidently explains what color bar means. With his appearance in 1951's Pool of London, which was evidently a movie, Cameron became one of the first black actors to take up a starring role in a British film after Paul Robeson, Nina May McKinney, and Elizabeth Welch in the 1930s. So, again, if you research this man's name through Wikipedia, you'll see some. I chose this earlier picture of him as a young man just because that was my preference for this illustration here. But it shows him, if you search him through Google Images, it shows him as a man of about 102 years old, respectively. So, next we have, and if I'm pronouncing this correctly, Hermine D Claremont Tonnier. I'm trying very hard to pronounce it correctly. So here we have a picture of her. She was a French princess, a writer, and an actress who starred in the films La Ferme, Celebrities, and Traffic. Oh, she died in a traffic accident, a traffic collision, apparently. So this attractive woman, Princess Hermine D Claremont Tonnier, born 3 February 1966. She passed away on July 3rd, 2020. So now this next one is very interesting because Scott Erskine. Let's just pick this one here. Scott Erskine, this picture here of him at the top. When I first looked at that picture, all I saw was the picture, and I thought, wow, he looks like a serial killer. That was my first thought, is he looks like a serial killer. So I left the page, and I went and I made some coffee or whatever I did for about 30 minutes, and I came back, and then I actually read the description. I hadn't even looked at his name. I just looked at his picture. And, you know, I hate to be accused of being somebody who wants to, you know, judge a book by its cover or jump to conclusions. But I'm here to tell you that, honest to goodness, I looked at his picture and my first thought was, this guy looks like a serial killer. So then 30 minutes after I thought that, I come back and I look at this explanation of him. And in fact, Scott Erskine, however that's pronounced, age 57, evidently was an American serial killer who passed away on July 3rd, 2020 of coronavirus. So, as it says here in Wikipedia, Scott Thomas Erskine, December 22, 1962 to July 3, 2020, was an American serial killer on California's death row, convicted in 2003 for the 1993 murder of 2 California boys. He was incarcerated at San Quentin State Prison. Convictions: child sexual abuse, rape, murder, kidnapping. Criminal penalty: he was given the death penalty, so he died of coronavirus, of COVID-19, apparently prior to being given a lethal injection or put to death in some other way. You know, so really all I can really say is then let's be glad that he's dead. That's all I can say. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I'm glad that Scott Erskine or however you pronounce his name, I'm glad he's dead. So now our next personality here is Saroj Khan, if I'm pronouncing that again correctly, Saroj Khan. Soro, maybe it's pronounced Soro and the J is silent. Probably Sorokin passed away age 71 on July 3rd, 2020, an Indian choreographer. Interestingly enough, it lists so she choreographed Mr. India, Nagina, and Konni. She passed away on July 3rd from cardiac arrest. As indicated here through Wikipedia, born again 22 November 1948, passed away 3 July 2020, was an leading Indian dance choreographer in Hindi cinema. She was born in Bombay, India, state, present-day Maharashtra, Indian, with a career spanning over 40 years. And you can see she's very, very, in the picture here, she's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, she obviously looks like she's about that old. The word I'm looking for, I can't think of it. But anyway, with a career spanning over 40 years, she choreographed more than 2,000 songs. So that is very, very impressive. She died on 3 July 2020 of sudden cardiac arrest. So, you have to wonder. I mean, unfortunately, you have to wonder, sudden cardiac arrest, could that have been related to COVID 2020? I mean, they do say that coronavirus tends to affect the heart. You just never know, I guess. But in any case, rest in peace, Miss Sorokin. Our next, so for this one, I'm going to have to type it in, and that is Laurie. Laurie, it may be pronounced Laurie, but spelled Lorekiner, as aged 89, was an Austrian composer. So we can just let's pick this black and white photo here of her. Black and white being evidently probably, you would guess, and fairly, so she was an Austrian composer, born 4 November 1930, died 3 July 2020, was an Austrian actress, restaurateur, and cabaret singer-songwriter. Rest in peace, Miss Kiner. So our next personality here is Ardiko Magnini, Ardico. Ardico Magnini. Okay, so here's probably a young picture of him. He looks like an athlete, as we can see from these pictures. These different pictures, I'm guessing he's an athlete. Oh, Italian footballer. Played for the Pistoiese, Fiorentina, and the national team, I'm guessing Italy. Yeah, Italy. Okay, so Ardico Magnini, Italian pronunciation, Ardico Magnini. So I pronounced that quite well. Born 21 October 1928, passed away 3 July 2020, was an Italian footballer who played as a defender. Is that even a position? Yeah, I don't want to sound stupid, but I don't really follow American football a whole lot. I mean, is there? I don't think, as far as I know, defender is like defense. Okay, defense. Okay. Along with Sergio Cerveto, Magnini formed the defensive partnership of Fulvio Bernardini's Florentina backline. After winning the championship with the club in 1956, he played another 2 seasons in Florence before going to Genoa and finished his career in Prato in Serie B. So, that is it for Mr. Ardico Magnini. Rest in peace. Passed away at the age of 91. So he lived to a good ripe old age. So now we got to figure out where I'm at here. I feel okay. I had too many tabs open here in the first place. But we have a few more. We have a few more to cover. So, okay, our next one is Alexander Petrov, with an interesting spelling for Alexander, Alekandr. I'm going to reserve. Okay, so he's Russian, so that does sound Russian. Alexander Petrov, Petrov. Evidently a young man. Now here's a good picture of this good-looking young man, Alexander Petrov. But wow, so evidently, unless I have the wrong picture, he died at 98. 98 years old, he died away. He passed away. So that would be a very, very early image of him. I don't see any images here of an Alexander Petrov as an old man. The closest I see is maybe this. But even there, Alexander Petrov making the old man and the sea. I mean, that looks like a gentleman of about, I would say, 48 to 50 years old. So this Alexander Petrov, a Russian actor at early morning, died at the age of 98 on July 3rd. I don't see any pictures. Possibly, let's just go with this one and hope that it's him. I don't know. So there is actually no Wikipedia article on Mr. Alexander Petrov in this case. Now, this next one, is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting to me. Rubble. I'm going to Rubble the Cat. Rubble the Cat. Okay, so that pre-populated. Rubble the Cat. So this is a personality. Feline personality who passed away on July 3rd, 2020. A cat, A house cat at the amazing age of 31 years old. Isn't that just amazing? A British cat. Deemed as the oldest cat in the world since 2019. Rubble's death was announced on July 3rd. 31 years old. That's just so incredible. What a beautiful cat. Assuming that it's 30 or even 31, roughly 31 in that picture that we're looking at, that is just remarkable. So let's see here. Rubble, born 3 May 1988. Passed away 3 July 2020, so it's keeping its threes there. Was a domestic cat owned by Michelle Foster of Exeter, Devon, England. Foster acquired the cat as a kitten on or near her 20th birthday. Rubble, a Maine Coon type cat, achieved the age of 31 in May 2019 and was, as of 3 January 2020, the world's oldest living cat. Species, if this is of any interest to you, the species is Felis catus. I honestly didn't know that. I guess if I had thought about it, I didn't know there was a specific name for the species, and I never did think about it, but it is. The species of this common house cat is Felis catus. The breed is Maine Coon, spelled M-I-N-E, spelled M-I-A-I-N-E, Coon, C-O-O-N. A male. The sex of the cat was male. And its owner, again, Michelle Foster. Foster stated that he's a lovely cat, although he's got a little grumpy in his old age. I got him just before my 20th birthday when he was a kitten, so that would put her at 51 when her cat passed away. Amazing, just amazing. So that's a real highlight for me. So Rubble the Cat. So we have some more here. We have a few more here. We had too many tabs, apparently. 13 people passing away, 13 very unique personalities who passed away on the 3rd of July. I just didn't have enough room for all those tabs. So we're going to go to the next one. Charlie Slack, CharlieSlack. Charlie Slack, American basketball player for Marshall University, born February 26th. He died at age 89. Born February 26, 1931 to July 3, 2020, was an American college basketball standout for the Marshall University. He holds the National Collegiate Athletic Association Division I record for the highest single-season rebound average when he grabbed 25.6 RPG in 1954 to 1955. So, congratulations there, Charlie Slack. Again, as I say, died at 89. I don't see any old pictures of him. But obviously we have some, this was here, Charlie Slack, when he was a young man. So Charlie Slack when he was a young man. Okay, so we have another one here. Okay, this is the last one. Leonardo Villar. Leonardo. Leonardo. Villar. Vill. Okay, so it's already pre-populating there. Died at age 96. A Brazilian actor in the O as just the letter O. Pagador de Promessas. The Hour and Turn of Augusto Matrega, and Juego Peligroso, and those titles that he performed in. So he died at the age of 96. Here would be, although this picture here doesn't look like he's quite 96 there, it looks like he's in his, at least in his late 70s. He died of cardiac arrest. Born 25 July 1923, Brazilian actor, became internationally known for his performance as Zé do Burro in Anselmo Duarte's O Pagador de Promessas, the only Brazilian film so far awarded the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. So here's a this is a fairly, I know that this is a fairly common image of him. This may have been where he performed. So anyway, rest in peace. Again, Mr. Leonardo Villar,